Hi there guys, hope you're all well. This is just a relatively quick update video just because in the last 2 or 3 days I have made some huge findings since I've been using the Google Newspapers tool. Again, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you need anyone that's Mandela affected needs to use that tool. I think all of the people that have been doing this for a while, I'm starting to see them using this tool now. And as I say, in the last 2 days, the amount of findings I've had, like my eyes are sore. I don't know if you can notice I'm kind of squinting. I've been on this screen, looking at article after article. But I'm actually going away later today. Actually, in a few hours. I haven't even packed my suitcase yet. I'm actually going to New York for a week. You never know. I might bump into a Mandela affected person there. You never know. This video, I guess the main reason why I'm making this is the findings I've made in the past couple of days have somewhat maybe opened up even more questions for me, and evidently other subscribers to my channel that have maybe made a comment that now that their mind is even more blown or what have you. So I'll try and explain this to the best of my ability as to what I think happens, but again, I don't know indefinitely. So I'm using the laptop camera, so maybe you can't see my hands moving around. But Google Newspapers. There's papers that go way back before Google, before the internet, before www, the World Wide Web was even a thing. There's papers going back that I've discovered from I think like the 40s, the 60s, the 80s, pre-internet basically. How I think Google Newspapers are getting their information, I believe, so to my understanding, libraries would stockpile newspapers, whether it's on a daily basis, when a specific big event has happened. I'm not quite sure on that. I'd need to look into that a lot more. I'm assuming that they are scanning pages of these newspapers over and then using keywords, like how the algorithm in a search engine would work. Keywords, for example, Eli Whitney, which is one that I just posted a video a minute ago of him. Hard evidence saying that he was a black man, whereas now history tells us he's a white man. By history, I mean Google, I mean YouTube, which are both owned by Google. Again, when you look at the D-Wave computer, owned by Google, but that's another matter in itself. So the point I'm trying to make is Google Newspapers will be compiling this data, let's call it, in a different manner than if you were creating a web page. Again, I'm not too technical on that, so I can't tell you the ins and outs. But it would be a lot harder to manipulate a newspaper, from my understanding, that's a scanned copy, than it would be to manipulate a web page or a YouTube video, for example. So I think the first thing that came to my mind, are Google trying to erase history? Is this some sort of George Orwell 1984 thing going on here, where I'm clearly finding things in old newspapers, but when you go onto Google's main search engine, it's giving completely different information. I put out a video before of, is the internet changing the way that we think? Evidently so. People will dismiss physical evidence of a scanned newspaper because they'll just go, oh, I looked on Google and it says this. People don't get the Mandela effect. And I'm getting quite tired of having to even comment back. I don't have to comment back to people that don't understand it, because it's a learning curve for everyone, including myself. As I say, this is I'm about 3 months or so in. The first month, as I say, if you watch any of my old videos, I couldn't talk, I couldn't think properly. My brain it was as if it had just melted, which leads me on to something else that happened to me yesterday or the day before. which I didn't really want to talk about this because I guess it's quite personal and it's quite disgusting actually. But so I've had sinus issues, so that's why I was in hospital before. We were trying to find out what links Mandela affected people, so I've had to be under anaesthetic because I had a sinus procedure and I've also had my wisdom teeth taken out. However, something very strange happened to me the last 2 days, which is probably nothing Mandela affected related, but I thought I'd just chuck it out there. Maybe someone else will say the same thing. So about a month and a half ago, I was getting really bad pains behind my eyes, which again could be attributed to be spending more time on a computer screen, doing research, etc. But it was a real sharp pain behind my eyeballs. And I saw on other Mandela Effect YouTube accounts that they were saying that this is a thing, that many people were having that. So that's the only reason why I'm going to mention this now, because it turns out that lots of people were having this thing behind the eyes or ringing in the ears. I didn't have any ringing in the ears, but I had this real bad pain behind my eyes. So yeah, again, this could be a complete sinus issue. Maybe this is something I need to go to the doctors about. I don't know, but my nose has been leaking this like yellow fluid, sort of orangey as well. And sometimes I'll just be okay. So I went to play football last night, so soccer as it's known in the US, and I was running with the ball. I was doing what I was meant to do on the pitch, and all of a sudden, this thing just kind of shot out of my nose. Like a yellow-orange ball, a kind of globular thing. And that's happened a few times now at home even, that I'll be sitting here, all of a sudden my nose starts dripping and then this yellow fluid comes out. I was thinking maybe at first it was my brain exploding from all these new discoveries, which would be ridiculous. So I still think it probably is sinus related and I should probably go to the doctors when I'm back from New York. However, I just wanted to throw that out there just in case. I'm being extremely open, just seeing if anyone else has had the same sort of thing. Anyway, swiftly moving on from that. Are Google erasing history or changing it? So this Eli Whitney discovery, in my opinion, so I've just put up a new video, an update to the previous video where I've actually found another article that clearly states he is a black man, which for me, this is the biggest Mandela effect of them all, because this opens a whole ton more questions. So, A, are Google literally changing history as we know it, again in an Orwellian type of way? B, if it is a Mandela effect, that's a huge one, that someone's changed skin colour. And I mean, it's just, for me, that's been the most mind-blowing one. You've got other ones like the Monopoly man no longer having a monocle. Again, I found article after article after article saying, so this isn't just a typo for fat fingers or whatever other crap other people are saying out there. They just don't understand the Mandela effect and are always trying to debunk it. They're describing the aesthetic appearance of the Monopoly man, saying he's got a top hat, a bushy mustache, like a tuxedo type thing, and a monocle. Or they'll say something like the monocled Monopoly man. That's not a typo. That's a hard word to typo, monocle. That would be extremely hard to make a typo over. So these people that are just saying, oh, it's fat fingers, or oh, I'm doing this, or you remember the Peanut Man, or something stupid like that. Like this video is, I guess, directed towards people that are saying them sort of things as well, because I'm exerting myself enough doing this research. It's unbelievable the amount of hours and time I've put into this whole Mandela effect thing. And I'm all about wanting someone to debunk it. If they can and it's hard evidence, then fair enough. Then I've been an idiot for wasting 200 plus hours on this. No one has debunked it. I check every now and again a debunked video. It's a lot. They're wasting their time trying to debunk it because it's a load of rubbish what they're saying. But these stupid ones are, like, I can understand how someone's mode of operation of thought would be, oh yeah, you look, it must be that Peanut character. I can't remember the Peanut character's name. We don't have that character in the UK. I've subsequently since seen pictures of this peanut character, he does have a monocle, he does have a top hat, he has little shoes on as well. I had never seen him before that. Same with Catch the Pigeon, the Wacky Races theme tune. I've got clear memories. Like, I'm not that old, I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 soon. But my sister came round to visit me yesterday. And first of all, she's younger than me. So she's certainly not got dementia or whatever other crap people are saying that anyone that's been suffering from the Mandela effect has got. I said to her, okay, the Wacky Races, do you remember Muttley and Dick Dastardly? She said, yeah, of course. We used to watch it all the time. I said, okay, what's the little song from there that they would do? And then she's going, catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. And I was like, yeah, well, that's how I know it, but that's wrong. It's no longer that. Look, check it out on YouTube. It's Stop the Pigeon. Again, there could be a simple explanation for this. It could be that there were international versions. But when you look at the video, they've got a net. Not a woman's name, but a net to catch the pigeon. They're not stopping a pigeon with a net. You don't go, I'm going to stop a fish. And I'm going to stop a fish with this net in the water. It just doesn't even make sense. Lazy boy. This is another one. So, to my knowledge, they're not... I don't think there's big Lazy Boy stores in the UK. However, I've certainly looked at Lazy Boys before because I thought, wow, that is like the typical American chair. There's, okay, on a phonetic level, so just on like the pronunciation of word as to how we hear it level, it's now spelled LA-Z-boy. La-Z boy. Doesn't make phonetic sense. When you think of it in like Spanish, la. So la-Z boy. Doesn't make sense. Name me one language, L-A, sounds like lay. Because I haven't heard it myself. So all these people that are naysayers, debunkers, I don't think I'm going to bother even commenting back. I sometimes comment back with a link to kind of a YouTube link to emphasize a point I'm trying to make. But honestly, it feels like I'm exerting my energy in the wrong direction when I'm even doing that, because it detracts from what I'm researching. As I say, the last 2 days, the amount of things that I've found have been unbelievable. As I say, Google newspapers, use that. This video I can see has gone on for nearly 13 minutes, so I'm gonna cut it there, guys. I still need to pack my suitcase, talk about last minute. Yeah, a very, very last minute guy. That's all from me. So you're not going to hear from me for at least a week. So, yeah, check out my Mandela Effect playlist, subscribe, like, they're on here somewhere. I don't know, I haven't made any clever icons or anything like that yet. Yeah, and hopefully you like the new intro for the video as well. That's something I worked on. I was quite proud of that. I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that. I just figured out how to do it. But that's all from me, guys. Thanks a lot for your time. Enjoy. Cheers. Bye.